How to build an online magazine using BuilderAll. Let's go. If you have found this video to be useful, then be a good sport. Do it right now. Subscribe, like, and share this video. Also, consider taking up one of my affiliate offers in the description below. This will help me to keep the channel going. Thank you and have a great day. The topics that will be covered in this short video are: do a quick demonstration of what an online magazine will look like. We'll show you how to create a magazine from scratch. We'll start one from a template. We'll add text with hyperlink. We'll add graphics with hyperlink. With those graphics, we'll add a transparency level. We'll add a video link as well. Once we finish, we'll convert it into a PDF for downloading, and we'll lay out a graphic over 2 pages. Let's go on. Okay, so let me show you what a typical online magazine will look like on a typical browser. So this is good if your business model is based on a subscription model where people pay you to get access on a monthly magazine or a weekly magazine, and instead of printing out multiple copies of it, you just send them a URL, and each URL will be different, where people can access the magazine and read through it like a physical one. So to navigate through a magazine, pretty easy. You just move to the left or to the right, or just to move on to the pages. If you prefer instead, the same function also happens on the right hand corner and upper left hand corner. And that's all to it to a magazine. You want to keep it things simple. So let's get on to nitty gritty, and I'll show you how to create a magazine from scratch. So in order to create the magazine, you need to make sure the magazine module tool is installed on your home page. If you haven't done so, just follow the usual method of clicking on Install More Tools, selecting the Magazine tool, and once BuilderAll has located the magazine builder, just add on to your desktop and you'll be fine. So to access the tool, click on the blue Enter button, and you'll be presented with the front page of the magazine builder. So as I said before, we're going to add a magazine from scratch. So I'm going to click on this big Add Magazine button here. We'll give it a title. So you need to create a title as well as its description. Click on the next button and you can begin with a blank page here. So let's do that for you right now. Now at this stage, BuilderAll just create a shell. So there's no content in the magazine. This is where we come into it. So let's click on the Edit button here, and as you can see, we've got it's only page 1 at the moment, which would be the cover page. And on the left hand side on the top are our grid rulers. Now nobody would create a magazine with just 1 page. So in order to add additional pages, you need to select this plus button. So I'm going to click it once to create page 2, page 3, page 4, and maybe we'll do a page 5 as well. Okay, let's head back to page 1. And in page 1, like all the other modules, well most of them, you'll be able to select individual components, drag and drop into the pages, and I'll show you how that's done. So the first element I like to add onto this cover page is a text box, and I'll fill in the details for you. Now once you enter into the text box element here, you'll be able to configure a load of properties that's associated with this text box. So for instance, maybe I want to change the size of my font. That's probably too small, beg your pardon. Let's make it a little bit bigger here. That's more like it. And of course, we can do the usual alignment, which less center is, make it bold. And remember what I said before? You've also got the feature where you can hyperlink the text that you've added. So in this instance, this is underneath the basic formatting. Underneath the button where it's go to URL, I'm going to copy and paste the URL that I want people to go to when they click on the link. Now, personal preference here, you either tell BuilderAll, okay, when someone click on the link, it'll go to replace the same tab, so it'll overwrite whatever they were using, such as if they were viewing the magazine, the link that they go to will override that particular tab. I don't think that's a good idea for good practice. Maybe you want to keep the magazine in place, but open a new tab to go to the new URL. So let's select the new bookmark. And that's pretty much that I want to talk about in terms of the text. So you can do the same also for if you want to add different shapes. Maybe you want to add a button here. We can change the background to be a gradient perhaps, something maybe along the red lines. And again, let's click back again, sorry. You can also create a hyperlink on this as well. So I'm going to choose that new bookmark. Okie dokie. Alright, here's a little tip I want to show you guys. So in the real world, when you have magazines, you might have a graphics that will spread over 2 pages. So in this little example, I'm going to demonstrate how it's done in the magazine builder. So here I am on page 2 of this magazine that I've got. Now, you can see on your left hand side there's a ruler with measurements, and on the top there's a ruler too. But you can't see the measurements, can you? So to do that, you just need to increase the magnification, slide down a little bit more, and you can see the numbers appearing on the top. Alright, so what I plan to do is to insert a graphics that runs along on page 2, and the other half will run along on page 3. You can see on page 3 and page 2 they're all empty at the moment. So I think I'd like to give this background a little bit of a spice. Let's change the colors perhaps. We'll do something like a black color, and we'll do the same for page 3. All good. So let's go back to page 2. Now in page 2 you need to have 4 data points, I call it. So 4 different lines that will show you how to make the measurements to be correct. So what I like to do is demonstrate how to insert a graphics first. So let's click on the add image icon. It'll bring up my graphics. So this is the container box for the graphics, and I'm going to select an image that I've loaded previously, and this is the one I want to see. Kabam. Okay, it's loaded up. As you can see, the graphics are a little large to fit on one page, but that's okay. Our objective is to spread this graphic over 2 pages. So page 2 and page 5. So let's begin. I'm going to move this graphic over a little bit on the side. Let's click back to the canvas. If you hover your mouse over to the horizontal line, sorry, the vertical ruler, and just drag it across. Let's say we'll move it over to here, over to 50 centimeters or 50 pixels over the horizontal ruler. I'm going to drag the horizontal ruler the same. I'm going to say let's begin at 100 pixels here. And we're going to drag another pixel, another grid line over here as well. Whoops. Let's do another one here. Let's say something like that. That looks pretty good. Now I'm going to move my graphics over here to the right hand side just to align it. Now so I have 3 data points here. That's 1, 2, and 3. So my 4th data point, I'm going to drag my ruler here right to the edge of my magazine, and notice the number here. It says 550 pixels. Okay, so 500 pixels versus the border here is 350. So 550 take away 350, roughly giving about 200 pixels the difference. So let's go to our next page. So I'm going to cycle that. The 3rd page carries over the rule that we had previously, and the background color I predefined in the last couple of seconds. So let's add the same image again. Let's click on the image, make sure we get selection. So just a couple of seconds ago, we have calculated there's a difference of 200 pixels. So the last step we've got to do is to make the adjustments. Let's move this graphics over the 200 pixels line. So we can do another ruler guide here. Let's create another ruler guide here. Let's say 200. And let's drag this across to the edge where it touches the 200 mark. So let's do a little preview of what we've got. It won't be exact, but it'll be very close. So I'm going to click on the preview button for you. Let's go on to page 2 and 3, and voila. There you go. A little bit of adjustment needs to be done, but you get the point of it, don't you? Alright, the next step I want to show you is to use some of the templates available, and we're going to build on that template all the skills that we've learned so far. So let's go on to the next step. So here I am in my magazine builder homepage. as promised, let's click on the Add Magazine in order to bring up a template. So let's create another new magazine while we're here. So it's a similar step what we had before. Fill in those two fields, click the next. However, instead of clicking the blank, we'll be able to select one of the, well, quite a few templates that's built in here. Now, if you're not sure which one you like to do, click on the preview button. It'll bring out a new tab and it will show you what the potential magazine will look like. So I'm going to select one that I think will work in this instance. So as I scroll through the list, I think this one looks pretty appropriate. So I'm going to click on that and then press the confirm button. Let's load up the template for us. Okay, once the screen refreshes, we should be able to see the new template ready for us to do some editing. So I'm going to go right ahead and click on the edit button. Let's bring you to the editing screen. So this magazine got a total of 16 pages. We're free to do some editing designs. So I'll just demonstrate how we can add our own logo in this magazine. So let's click on this logo here. I'll just double click on the logo placeholder, select the image that I've got in mind. This is the one I want to insert. Looks a little bit small, so I'm just going to add a little bit of a touch by expanding it and make it look proper. Yeah, it looks pretty proper. I also want to replace this image which says Watch Magazine with something that I've customized as well. So I'll double click on the graphics placeholder. I'm going to select a new image from here. So this is the one that I think is going to look really good on the cover page. Let's select it right now. And I'm going to make some adjustment, make sure it's the right ratio. Here we go. Okay, so after adjustment, it's looking a little bit better for my logo and for my cover page image. So remember, in the past, I'll show you a couple seconds ago, you're also able to select whether if someone click on this picture, it'll go to a new website. So I'm going to include a new website when someone clicks on that picture. So I've entered the detail of a great YouTube video that someone will be able to access it once they click on this picture on the front cover page. Alright, let's move on to the next trick. So to demonstrate that, let's move to page 2. In page 2, you can see someone, the wrist, and a smartwatch as part of that logo. That graphics here right in the center. Now, wouldn't that be cool if I can allow BuilderAll through the magazine builder just a program to say when someone clicks on this watch, it'll be able to go to another website. So there's two parts to it that we can do. I'll show you the first part. Let's change the title here. So the first part is to make adjustment to my text box, giving instructions to the subscribers, just directing them to know what will be the next step if they want to see more reviews. So let's go on to the next step. So the last part of this, you need a bit creativity in order to make this work. And I suggest let's start by adding a new shape. Let's go for a rectangle shape here. Let's see if we can cover the whole area blocking the wrist. Okay. So we've got a big black ugly square that's facing us at the moment. That's not the result that we want to have, but this is the trick. Over to the right hand side, down the bottom, there's this transparency slider that we can move up and down. And I'll demonstrate how this works. So I'll move it over to the left and it'll be completely transparent. Excellent. So in order to complete the last part, all I needed to do for this shape, I'm going to program it to say when someone clicks on that area, it'll go to a particular website. And again, we'll say it'll go to the website under a new tab. Fantastic. So I'll just click away from that to show you. There's no way the user will be able to tell there's actually a box in here that programs it to go to a new website. Alrighty. Let's see what it looks like in the real world, and we'll do that by publishing the online magazine. If everything goes well, this magazine that's online is now live. So let's just test out the features and the tips we just implemented. So here we have the cover page. We can slide through several pages. Won't go through all of them, but we'll just make sure the navigation buttons do work. It sure does. Alright, let's head back to our home page. Remember this graphics that overlaid? If we click it, it'll be able to bring us to a new website. In this case, it'll be the YouTube video. Who's this ugly guy on the screen, hey? Alright, let's go head on to page 2. If the user decides to click on the watch to access more detailed smartwatch reviews, so be it. So, for instance, if they do click on the picture of the smartwatch, it leads them to another website onto a different tab. Finally, now there's one more step I'd like to show you guys. You may decide not to send all your subscribers the link, the URL to the magazine itself. So the alternative of sending the same information is through a PDF. And you can do that, I think, self-explanatory by clicking on the PDF drop-down menu, and you'll be able to create a PDF, a standalone PDF. Now, the other thing I'd like to mention as well, you don't have to use this, you don't have to display a separate URL on its own for the magazine. You can actually incorporate this into your own website. And to do that, you hit the embed button here, and it'll give you the code, which shows you the link, and you can incorporate that into your website. And your magazine will be shown on the website. You don't have to leave the site at all. Okie dokie. Thanks guys, it's been really fun, and I'll see you in the next video, and don't forget to comment. Bye bye.